In this video, you'll see if your planned passive income can be truly passive. I mean, not working at all for your goal of $10,000 every month. That'll be absolutely your life goal, right? Okay, let's dream a bit. So, you're fantasizing about a life of continuous relaxation and no money problems whatsoever. A life of travel and leisure, where you would have several sources of passive income that will fill your bank accounts without you doing anything active. Well, let's see if a completely 100% passive income is even possible. Stay tuned, and if you like this video, don't forget to hit that button. And also, subscribe to our channel for more tips for your journey to $10,000 a month of mostly passive income. 100% passive income really exists. Let's find out, but first, we have to do some theory and talk about some passive income sources which will make your life so much easier. Some theory first. What is passive income? As we said in another video on our channel, passive income requires no effort to earn and maintain. Oftentimes, it refers to money that you earn even while you sleep. Essentially, in the case of passive income, you earn money even if you don't actively put any time or skills into that activity that generates it. In the United States, IRS categorizes income as active income, passive income, or portfolio income. It defines passive income as only coming from two sources or passive activities: rental activity or trade or business activities in which you do not materially participate. Portfolio income comes from investments such as dividends, interest, capital gains, royalties, or it can come from some projects that you are not actively involved with your work. Active income is earned income, including all taxable income and wages you receive for working. So, active income includes wages and self-employment income. Now, let's review the 3 takeaways of this video. First takeaway: passive income requires some input first. If you don't work in the present for the money that's coming from passive sources, then there must have been an investment upfront in the form of time, effort, or talent. I mean, you should first build the money printing machine and then cash up the money that's been generated. And the building process requires effort, time, and skills from you in the first place. Sure, if you inherit something that can become an asset and not a liability, then you're in great luck. But if your relatives don't have much to leave to you, then you should start building your share of assets right away. So, you have to actually choose in your life between 2 strategies: working hard for nothing at the beginning and building your assets, and then reaping the results, or working slowly, each day, just for the money that you need at that moment. That's a life philosophy that we'll cover in depth in another video. The second takeaway: the money machine is called an asset. An asset is an investment, and it comes in the forms of a business, a property that can be rented, a work of art, or even other money. The main property of an asset is that it can generate money, but if that asset just lays there, it's a liability, because it doesn't generate income and even needs money to be maintained. For example, a car or a house can be an asset if you rent it to someone else, but it can be a liability if it's just for your personal use and needs money to operate. You could buy the latest MacBook for $2,000, but if you don't use it for work that generates at least $2,000 for the next 3 years, it is not an asset. 3 years, because that's expected for a MacBook to last at peak performance. So, be very careful if you're building or buying an asset or not. If you are interested in a video that covers the most effective assets so you can invest your time in a great money machine, leave us a comment with that. The third takeaway: assets require some kind of maintenance. Assets are not created equal. Some require more time or effort to maintain, some less or none. Let's see some of the most common examples. A car or a house that you rent requires some effort to maintain. As a landlord, you have to do some maintenance from time to time, which requires time and effort or money. And when your property gets empty, you have to search for new people to rent it to. For a car, you have to pay for insurance, and then there are the repairs that are necessary from time to time. So those types of assets require time and money to maintain. In fact, property is one of the most debatable investment or asset. Some say that it is the best way to invest your money because the property doesn't lose its value over time. Well, that's debatable too. We'll cover that in another video. But to create an asset that generates cash requires some time, money, and attention in the long run. Stock market or dividends. If you own stocks, you get the dividends, but you have to constantly keep an eye on the market and the management reports of the companies that you own the stock from. You have to be prepared to sell the stocks if the company is not performing well. In case of bonds, at the end of the maturity period, you have to do research for your next investment. The same goes in case of interest. So, that kind of investment requires time and attention from you. Actually, in case of stock, it can become a daily job, sort of. Also, if you invest in a small or medium business, your attention to that asset is even bigger, because you have to be somewhat involved in the process of decision-making. And if you are an angel investor, you have to be prepared to even invest some more resources to help that business grow. Art. When we say art, we mean something like a book, a movie that you produced or acted in, a picture, or a song that you can sell repeatedly. That form of income, from royalties, is a great passive income, because it requires no time or attention to be invested in maintenance. But to keep interest in your book, or your song, or your movie, you have to constantly be in the public attention, to do constant marketing that involves some time and energy. Sure, some books or songs can keep your income flow for the rest of your life and fade away only after you are long gone. Michael Jackson is an interesting case for revenue from art. In his most successful years, the 80s and the 90s, his fortune skyrocketed. But following his troubles with justice involving the charges of child molestation, his fortune dipped from the cumulative effects of his songs not playing so much on the radios worldwide and money spending with his lawyers. Actually, when Michael Jackson died in 2009, he was more than $400 million in debt. But over the past decade, Forbes reports, Jackson's estate has ranked in more than $2 billion, as much money as he earned while he was alive. Well, believe it or not, money from art can fluctuate, that's for sure. In this video, we tried hard to find assets that can generate a truly 100% passive income, but the hard fact is that everything you own has to be cared for. 100% passive income really exists. So, here is your answer. There's no truly passive income, because there's no asset that can operate completely unattended and generate a constant income stream. You have to pay attention to your assets and maintain them, even if the energy put into them is minimal. Can you give us in the comments below examples of assets that require as little maintenance as possible? Let's start a conversation down below. It will help us all. And if you like this video, don't forget to hit the right button. It is great feedback that will help us create more videos like this. And also, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell to be notified when we publish a new video. Keep creating great assets that will help you get to the $10,000 a month mark, mostly passive.